welcome to Telling Tales, Ainara's One Big Question. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with author Nadia Hohn. Today, Nadia Hohn is a dynamic story lady who has presented to audiences in Canada, United States, United Kingdom, UAE, Jamaica, and Trinidad. From the age of 6 years old, Nadia Hohn began writing stories, drawing, and making books. Her award-winning first picture book, Malaika's Costume, was published in 2016, and her newest book, Malaika's Surprise, was published March 1st. So hello, Nadia!
Hello, Ainara. I hope I'm saying your name. Is it Ainara or Ainara?
Ainara.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
All right. Well, I am so excited that Malaika is back for a new adventure. And tell me about Malaika's Surprise.
Okay, well, this is a book full of surprises. One of them you may probably guess already because Malaika is going to become a big sister. And there are lots of things that are going on inside of Malaika's brain, like as you can probably imagine. So it's got a lot of surprises. I don't want to give them all away, but I will let you know that there's lots of carnival and there's soca in it. And there's also Malaika's family, and there's a couple of surprises in there. So the title just fits what's going on in the book. So it's just how does she figure out this change that's happening in her life.
Yes, I mean, it's so cute and I love it so much. And, speaking of like carnivals, in the summertime, Malaika and Adele play carnival, right? Mm-hmm. Usually the kids would play house or ninjas or something like that.
Yes.
And the costumes and masks they wear kind of reminded me of Kitty's Kadooment in Barbados, or it actually reminds me of this mask I have myself.
Awesome.
But what was the inspiration for you, and why is it important for you to incorporate this culture?
Well, my background, my parents are from Jamaica, and although Jamaica's only started carnival maybe in the last few years, I've never been to the Jamaican carnival, but I do live in Toronto, where for the last over 50 years, they've had this festival, Caribbean festival called Caravana, also called the Toronto Caribbean Festival. And my dad used to take me there with my sister every year. And then as I got older, I started going on my own with my friends. And then as I got to grow up, I got to be in the parade myself. So when I had this idea for a story, I was taking a writing class and I wrote the very first book because Malaika's Surprise is the third in a series. The first book is called Malaika's Costume, and that was really a way to put together all of my background, my culture. Jamaica's in the Caribbean, and I know that Trinidad has a very famous carnival. So a lot of that influence is in the story and all of the stories, as well as here in the carnival atmosphere. So you'll see some of that. And I have been to Barbados and I did play mass, which means I wore a costume. I was in the parade. And I just felt that carnival means so much to so many people. It's not just about singing and dancing and dressing up. There are a lot of meanings for people. And I felt that carnival could be used as a kind of like a tool in a way to show so many things. And I was able to find a way to connect it in this story. And there were other influences too. For example, it takes place in Quebec City. So I thought about, Adele's family, Adele and Papa Frederic, and these two cultures coming together. So they have a blended family. And also there's a new character who comes in and she has a Somali Muslim background. So I thought, it'd be all those influences together to help to tell a story that hopefully carries a lot of meaning to all the readers.
Yes, it definitely does. I mean, it was kind of fun to see them playing carnival and dressing up, because like you said, even I was in Kitty's Kadooment a bunch of times with my cousins.
Awesome.
And it was really fun, and I miss that so much.
Me too. I hope that this we'll get to have carnival again very soon in person.
I hope so too. I mean, I want to go to Barbados so bad. Oh my
So nice
gosh.
there. The beaches are lovely and it's so warm and yeah.
Stop. You're just ah.
I hear you. I feel it too.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, and like you said, there's a new character that gets introduced, and they have the same name, Malaika, right?
Yes.
So actually, she's in one of my favorite passages, and I was wondering if you wanted to read it with me.
Oh, sure.
I wait and wait until the first day of school come. When I see Madame Boulian, I hug her. All the kids are here, and a new girl. It's the little girl from the window.
She come from a far place, just like me. She talk a different talk too. Her name is Malaika M. Why is she crying? I tell her it will be okay.
Yes! Oh my gosh. I mean, I really like this passage because I feel like Malaika feels very represented in Malaika M. You know, she calls out things like her accent and that she's from somewhere else because I think that she can relate to that and it's something that she doesn't see often. So I just want to know, do you think that Malaika and Malaika M have a close connection because they see themselves in each other? And will Malaika M be back in more Malaika books?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I think you are right. They see themselves in each other. And I actually wrote, I forgot to mention, I was living in the Middle East when which was also one of the inspirations for this story. So part of the writing of this, I was in a place far from home. And it was the first time I had really experienced that. So I did look for familiar things. I love to watch TV from like shows from back home. So I think that was something that Malaika saw in Malaika M. She saw someone who was like her, who had some of the challenges that she did when she first came to Canada. So I think there was definitely a connection between the two of them, and that's part of the story too.
Yes, and I just think that it's really exciting to see this other character now. And, it's just another character that, Malaika can sort of, talk to and play with and maybe play carnival with. And is she going to be back? Like Malaika M, is she going to be back in?
That's a good question. I have to be honest, when I wrote this story, it was actually two different stories. There was a second story, and then I put them together in one, and then I separated them because I was like, is there enough here to make two stories, or really is this one story? So there is a possibility you might be seeing more. We'll see. I can't promise anything yet. And right for now, this is the story, and we'll see what happens. I hope that is helpful. I don't know if that helps you.
Yes, I mean, if there's a possibility, then that's enough. I will go on that possibility because hopefully it will come true. And I mean, can we just talk about the costumes for a second? I mean,
sure.
We both got our peacock masks here. Yes. How was it like working with Irene? Did you guys work together to sort of make the costumes and the masks and stuff?
That's a very good question. So the very first book, actually, this is March 2016. It's the first book is 5 years old. So I did not know Irene back when the book was being illustrated. I only knew that I had this illustrator. I liked her art, and I had this idea. I wanted the book to be mixed media, which means that it's not just drawn or painted. There's fabric in there. There's different things. There's computer use, all kinds of stuff. So Irene could do that. And then once I kind of gave the story over, it becomes her story for, I guess, 6 months or a year. So she's illustrating it, and that's what exactly happens. After the first book came out, I met Irene. We become friends. We talk every so often, but whenever I give the story, I've written Malaika's Surprise, I just send it to the publisher And I know it's in good hands. I know Irene's going to do all she can to bring that story to life. I do have notes, like things I would love to see. Sometimes I'll send pictures or photos. For example, in this story, because Malaika M has a Somali background, I wanted to make sure there was something like a food item. So I actually have a friend or two who are Somali. I asked them about a food that would be eaten, and they told me, and then I looked it up and I found some photos and I sent that to Irene through the publisher. But when the book is being worked on by Irene, I don't talk to her about it really, because I want her to connect to that story and illustrate it, because it's also part of the process. I was very tempted, I have to say, don't forget to add this and just say a lot of things, but I kind of held back a bit because this is my story and Irene's story, and we put our ideas and we got a lovely book out of it.
Yes, you did. And what you said about like the art and stuff and how like there's different styles in there,
Yes.
I really like that. I like just that there's different, I guess, yeah, like you said, there's different styles, different uses of different like art and things, and it kind of looks different, right?
Thank you. And also Irene has done some wonderful demos that you can probably find on YouTube and Instagram, just of how she does. I was amazed because I'm also an aspiring illustrator. I hope to illustrate my books one day, and I just like to learn, and I just love to see how she puts those images together, and it makes me want to make more pictures too.
Yes, and that trust, I really like that you're like, this is not only my story, it's Irene's story, and like you trust that it's in good hands. I think that that's really incredible. And what you just said about you seeing these things and it makes you want to do it, right? That's kind of like for me writing, I guess. And when you're reading these stories, you want to go and you want to make your own story, right? I think that that's something that happens a lot. And even if, say, you watch basketball a lot, you're gonna probably want to go and try playing basketball for yourself, right?
True.
So I think that that's really incredible. And this book, I mean, it's so cute, especially her getting this new younger sibling. I really connected to that because I don't know if you know, but I have a couple of younger siblings too. Oh. I have a little brother and little sister.
Are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
I'm the oldest girl too. So I have an older brother, but I am closer in age to the younger siblings. So I can relate. This is actually partly dedicated to my youngest sister, because some of these things were the feelings I had when I knew she was coming along.
Yes, and the part where Malaika is saying that she is like, she's just scared, and she's like, what if my mom forgets about me, right? That's kind of how I felt with my brother, because my brother, he was like the first sibling that I had, and I think that if you're the only child for so long, it's kind of like, well, I'm always the center of attention, right?
Yes.
And then this new baby comes along and it's different. I don't know if it might have been easier for Malaika because she had Adele and she already like went through some things, I guess. So, but yeah, I think that a lot of older siblings will be able to connect to how Malaika's feeling, and I really like that.
That's definitely true. I mean, I think that one thing that happens in Malaika's life is that there's always lots of changes going on. So it just, how do you deal with all of those changes? You just have to kind of figure it out. And that's what I think Malaika's doing in each of these stories.
Definitely. She's figuring out. Sometimes it takes a little while to sort of fully understand everything. Yeah. But that's just life. You just gotta see what happens and learn as you go, right?
Exactly.
So I love the Malaika books. I have Malaika's Winter Carnival too,
Oh, good.
and I really liked that story. I hope to get. I don't think I have Malaika's costume, the first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay. I think once you get the first one, then you'll kind of be like, oh, you might get that kind of, oh, because it kind of leads in. I mean, you don't have to read all three to get what's going on, but once you kind of put them in, you'll kind of see how they fit onto each other.
But yes, so definitely have to get that one. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come here and speak with me today.
You're welcome. It was such a pleasure, and I'm so excited about all the work you're doing, and I can't wait to read your stories. I do think reading is the best teacher for any writer. I used to read a lot as a kid too, and that helped me to write. So I wish you all the best. Thank you, Ainara.
Thank you so much. And this book definitely teaches me a little bit about writing. There's some different styles in this book, I think, because,
Yes.
you know, Malaika talks different and she looks at things a different way. So thank you so much. You're now one of my author teachers.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so
Maybe
much.
I'll see you in Barbados at Carnival.
Yes, hopefully. Soon, hopefully.
Yes, in real life.
Yes, please. Okay, but thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And have a great day. Make sure to check this out, everybody.